Welcome to Abyaas YouTube channel. We already covered personal pronouns. In this session, we will take the next step, learning how to use type 1 regular verb. With this, you will be able to start learning real sentences in German. Let's begin.
In the case of German, verb conjugation. In the case of English, it would be conjugation. So, what is a verb? Something which denotes an action. So, coming towards, so normal verb conjugations are of how many types? In general, in the case of English. So, normally we can classify them as regular and irregular. Can you give me examples of regular verbs? Any verb? Hmm? Writing. Okay. So let's make it present tense. That is in present continuous tense. Over there, you are conjugating I am, isn't it? You are. The writing part is the main verb, but actually it is in ing state and it is continuous state. So instead of that, normally in continue without continuous. I write. So let's take that as an example. So in the case of German also, there are regelmäßig. What is regelmäßig? Regular. Unregelmäßig. Irregular. So in regelmäßig, initially we classify them into type 1 and type 2. So in unregelmäßig, so let's classify them into highly irregular and partially irregular. So in this case, as the name indicate, regelmäßig, which is regular, in this case, you can use some logic. No need to learn by heart and remember them. So coming towards this one, there is no logic. You just need to learn by heart. That's it. So maximum we can't apply any logic. Over here, partially we can apply logic because it is only partially irregular. Got it? So going forward, let's discuss regelmäßig verb. If verb is following, so in the case of German, regelmäßiger. If this G is not coming in the end, hence it is pronounced like G. Regelmäßiger Verben, that is regular verbs. As he said, let's take example of to write. So in the case of English, to write would be the infinite native form. In other words, grammatically it is called as infinitive form. In other words, we can say it as complete form. What I'm doing over here, if we just add to the any verb in English, it will become a complete form. Grammatically, we call it as infinitive form. So how do we conjugate in the case of English? What do we do? I'll take this one common in everything. I write, you write, he, she, it. In this case, what you need to get? Writes. So over here, what we are doing, this part is common. To this one, we are adding certain ending. This is a characteristic of a regular verb in the case of English. So over here, we write again. You all means you plural, write again. They write. So in the case of regular verb, in the case of English, while we are conjugating, only third person singular, that is he, she, or it, gets extra s. This is how we conjugate in English, right? So coming towards German. So in the German, to write is called as, whenever you are getting this sch, it is not pronounced like sk, it is pronounced like sh. So can you guess the pronunciation? Schreiben. So if I say, what is I in the case of German? Ich. Ich. So what I'll do over here, I'll take, so this is the infinitive form or complete form. So in this case, what I'm doing, out of this verb, I'll separate schreib plus en. So I will call this one as, in few books it is written as stem verb. In few books it is written as root verb. Whatever you're convenient with, you can call that. Let's call it as a root verb. So over here, if I take this as a root verb, and this root verb will be common for everything, just like how write is common for everything, right? So ish, and with do, and z s stripe wir stripe again z and z stripe. From here, I'll be adding certain endings, just like how we added s over here. So with ish, so in regelmäßiger Verben, we are discussing about type 1. So with ish, I'm going to add e. With do, I'm going to add st. So with r, z, s, I'm going to add t. With wir, en. With ear, t. With z and z, en. So what I did over here, first of all, I separated en from the verb. After separation, I took this part common. So this part is common. But with ish, what I did, with ish, I added ending e. With do, what I added, with r, z, s, I added, with wir, en. So with ear. So what is this ear? You all. T with Z and Z. So in the case of first type of verb, there is this logic. What you need to do? You just need to separate en. In the case of English, we are just removing to from the infinitive form. But in the case of German, what we are doing? We are removing en. We are just separating en and we are taking this root verb common for everything. After that, we are adding certain endings. These endings are common. Okay. So let us assume if I take another example of common, which would mean to come. How would be the conjugation in the case of English? I come, you come, he comes, she comes, it comes. So we come, they come, you all come. So it's easy. What is I in German? You, do and Z, but we are writing this Z in the end. Why we are writing this Z in the end? Because this Z and this Z have same conjugation. If I take, for example, like in the case of Telugu or in the case of Hindi, so if you're calling somebody, so in the case of Hindi, how do you call? Both, both the ways. So tum or aap, it's fine. But how do you call to come in? So either IE. So formal, that would be formal. So if you observe the conjugation of the verb, either IE, aap idhar आइए. So or else aap आइए. So in the place of tum, if I take tum, how would be the conjugation? Shall we, do we use tum आइए? No. Tum आओ. So there is a conjugation difference. Same case in the case of Telugu. Meeru randi. Nuvu ra. Isn't it? So in the similar way, in the case of German, with do, it is stripes. This is like tum likho. And coming towards this one, aap likhiye. Got it? That's the reason. Over here, it's just like our native languages, only for the second person.
So the small s is
They.
you in formal language.
They.
And
This one would be they.
okay, and
Capital S will be you, which is formal. So I'm not writing them together because they do have different conjugation. So in the case of English, there is no another you, only one you. We need to extra put and show that Mr. and Mrs. to just to show that respect. That's the reason Trump is always misunderstood. He's misunderstanding India also. So coming towards do, which is formal you. Why we are writing it together? Because they all have same conjugation. He, sie, she, es, it. So wir, ihr, sie, and sie. So coming towards from common, what you need to do? You need to separate the root verb or stem verb. How do we separate it? Com plus en. This is the root verb. And this root verb will be common for everything. Hence, with ish, which ending I need to put? E. So what it will be over here? Ish, come. So with do comes. Comes. Coming towards HZS. So this will be like she come. Sorry, this would be she comes, he comes, it comes. So we are common, and coming towards ear, kommt, sehen Sie, common. Got it? Any doubts? So what do you do? Copy this one. Done. So I guess you can conjugate common by yourself now, isn't it? So if you have completed conjugating this common, I would recommend you to conjugate wonen, which would mean to live. So how do I conjugate ish? Ishvona. Ishvona. It's not vone. Over here, why I'm calling it come? Because of double M. Due to influence of double M, over here we are focusing more on this A, come. And over here it is schreiber. It is not schreibe, schreiber. Ishvona. So in this case, do. In the case of English, to live. And the English conjugation would be I live. Got it? So do. So Sie wohnen. This endings. What I did, I need to st over here. Sorry, this is wohnt. So over here, wohn plus en. Got it? SES, it is to be t. Wohnt. So wir wohnen. So ihr sie and sie wohnen. Got it? So over here, I won't recommend you to put any type of dashes or something because this is like small sentence. I write, I live. Small sentence. So there shouldn't be any gap. Maximum what you can do is like you can write this one as capital because the sentence beginning in that sense. But over here, I'm not writing it because just to make sure that you will understand this as well, the difference between you. Now you can differentiate between three Z's. This Z would mean she, and if you observe the conjugation, you're getting only T. And coming to it, this Z, which is they, it has wonen conjugation, but it has small s. Coming to it, this Z, it has capital S. Always it will be capital. Even though it is coming within the sentence, it should begin with the capital letter. Got it? So I'll give you a few more verbs which are of first type. Okay. So after going home, conjugate them. We can go with fliegen, to fly, glauben, to believe, kaufen, to buy, verkaufen, to sell, machen, to do, spielen, to play, brauchen, to need,
It's need.
need, brauchen, spielen, to play. So any examples you would like to suggest? Just like trinken. Trinken is already conjugated by him. Trinken is to drink.
Work.
So no, that is not first type. It will fall under second type. So that is second type. We are discussing now first type.
Cooks.
Yeah, cook, to cook, which is cooking. To eat as third type, irregular verb. That is, you need to learn by heart that one. To cook. So
Read.
tanzen, third type again. Tanzen is to dance. You can write learning, learning, to learn. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. More 4. Yeah, tanzen is to dance. If I say fotografieren, fotografieren, to take photos or to click photos, to click photos. And so that's completely a long word. To listen, yeah, good. So hören, to listen. Yeah, to move or push. Drehen. You can go with to turn. So only one more. Let's go with schlafen. to sleep. Average US shift employee. They don't have this. Got it? So conjugate them at your home.
Take your tasks and assignments seriously. Remember, learning a language is not about talent, it's about consistency. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our free beginner series. If you are serious about learning German, check out our self paced and live courses at Abyaas Institute of Foreign Languages. Thank you.